you join us on this week's episode of Art House. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Let's take a look at what we have lined for your viewing pleasure. We enjoyed this exhibition curated by Wunika Mukan at the AAG in Lagos. Then move to the country's national storehouse and see the latest artifacts displayed within the Lagos space. I'm sure you're excited to get the show started. A quick look at our Wordsmith and we'll be right back.
Our Wordsmith for this week is titled The Sailors by Ahmad Obiato. He never told her, and so she never knew, even though his love could light up the moon. She never showed him, because there was nothing to show, except her beauty, so pure, she glowed. To not have her was pain, a pain so deep, like a dagger to the heart. He could only bleed. He pressed and expressed, but to no avail. No matter how hard he tried, it seemed more certain that her ship had sailed. She longed for another, who longed for another. He and her in the same boat, but could not be together. And so is the tale of the beloved and the lover. A lover is beloved, and the beloved a lover. Dearly beloved, if you find a lover to whom you can return the favor, then dock your ship, for you're a lucky sailor.
Thank you so much for always sending in something for our Wordsmith. All the writers and all the creatives are acknowledged and appreciated. It's All in Me is a group exhibition at the Affinity Art Gallery in Lagos, curated by Wunika Mukan.
This board has a list of the artists exhibiting in this group show. They've come from near and far to display their latest creations at the Art Affinity Gallery in Lagos.
Each of the works in the show, each sort of represent a certain stage in all of the characters' lives, whether it's within the community with their sort of religious practices or their own personal shrines that they have to encourage themselves. That's also depicted in the show. There are a lot of images of women, a lot of paintings. There's also some photography in the show, which sort of represents women in contemplative moments, all sort of in moments of transition. It looks like they're all sort of contemplating a choice or about to make a choice or thinking about an idea. I also thought that's very important because that's where a lot of us are in our lives right now, trying to decide what's next. Is it time to move on this goal? Should I keep working? Should I quit? You know, should I break up with that person? Should I get married? All of these stages that we're in, I feel like the works in this show sort of represent all of these sort of in-between places that people are just trying to decide what next.
Employing different media from collage, mixed media, to photography, these 9 artists explore the present and future through their various emotions in this show titled It's All in Me.
The title of the show is It's All in Me, and it's an exhibition about hope, sort of representing where each of the artists are currently in their career and their life. The idea is that it's all in you to achieve what you want and what you can, And I wanted to use this exhibition as a platform for all of them to let everybody know that I really believe in their work, and they should be searched for, look out for them, support them. You know, they have what it takes, and hopefully in a year's time we can see how they've evolved and grown within their own craft personally, and yeah, within the community.
It's about self-awareness and self-affirmation, and how that relates with and how that relates with us on a personal level.
I think everything is in you. Like everything you are doing, everything you can think of, it's in you. Even the things you are planning, it's all in you. The capacity and all, it's all in you.
Living in today's world, creatives are the ones that are able to capture those things, definitely. You understand? Like from this piece right now, you can clearly see how it harmonizes with the exhibition, bringing up core values of friendship and societal issues that not just women face, but the general public, and how we as humans can be able to tap into things that we're totally forgetting, like the architecture of my work, the drapery and the wrapper is bringing us back home.
The artists explain what was running through their minds while creating some of these works of art.
It's actually nostalgic diaries, like my childhood, my growing up, my upbringing. There's a whole lot of things and experiences that as I grow older, I can't help but allow them push me to work. I'm fascinated about the human forms. You know, I can get lost looking at the human forms, the skin texture, the skin tone of people, and basically the way things were created. And it's actually fun replicating them. Good music also. I get most of my inspiration from good music, and things just basically done properly actually moves me seriously.
The title is I Feel Loved Again, and what brings about I Feel Loved Again is about people around me and where I lived, and the love they showed me, and that's what motivates me to work on the series.
The general idea behind the works, they were from discussions I had with friends and family about being religious, being Catholic and being Nigerian. And I found out that we had similar experiences coming from Nigeria and also being Catholic. So I really wanted to explore that issue and see how people relate with that also. In some of the works, you'd see a family, and then you see the picture of the Virgin Mary. So in the Virgin Mary is seen as an advocate for families. So I wanted to place her, in embodiment with the family, trying to, create this whole. That's why it's called Embrace of Advocacy. That work is called I think Trickles of Reconciliation, baptism. It was influenced by our baptism in my home, and we are 4 siblings. So the sources for the paintings were family photos, all merged together to form a coherent scene. So yeah, that's the general idea behind our work.
I'm exhibiting 5 of my works here, and one of his titled Oreke, a beautiful woman. So I was inspired by what my great grandma told me concerning being beautiful. So she was trying to explain further like what means like the meaning of a beautiful woman. It's not about how you dress. It's not the way you comb your hair. It's not about it's not about your physique and stuff like that. So she was trying to explain further that being a beautiful must be shown through your eyes, because that is the doorway to your soul. And she made mention of the way she talks, the care she shows for others, and that's what makes it a beautiful woman.
I have them in a series. The first is the Nostalgia 1, 2, and 3. They're all linked together, all about experience. I drew the inspiration from my own personal experience about the kind of things I used to do, things I used to have before, and especially the kind of things I used to think about. Like when I think about them now, how it makes me feel. And painting them is like bringing them out now to the physical, so that every other person who sees it would, have such experience too. Like you can see very evident, I tend to bring out tweaks from the hair of my subject, and that's because I always like to lay emphasis on the relationship between man and plant. Like, as human beings, we have this habit of overriding every other thing here on earth. It's just like the earth is just only for us, and what we are doing indirectly is hurting ourselves. Like someone can just come and see a very big forest and begin to bring it down because he wants to erect an estate, not knowing that indirectly or even directly we depend on this living things for our own sustainability. So putting them in the picture is bringing back our consciousness of how important they are to us.
We see different personalities engaging and embarking on the journey of life, finding a coping mechanism the only way they know how. Some of them have pets as great companions when the road gets rough.
If I can use my platform or my voice to amplify more artists, then that's what I want to do, because there's space, there's room for all these artists, and art is changing people's lives. Like, it's creating livelihoods for a lot of artists from very remote areas. They're taking care of their families, they're traveling, there's a lot of cultural exchange going on. So, I really just want for them to grow, and for the community to look out for them and to support them.
Through this exhibition, I'm sending out the message of open-mindedness. You have to have an open mind to be able to explore yourself, and being able to explore yourself will enable you to bring out that which is in you. as the theme goes, it's all in you.
It's All in Me is another show by the Art Affinity Gallery, which is keeping with its mandate of empowering contemporary and young creatives by showing exciting exhibitions.
Lovely collection there, and nice to see Wunika at the AAG, a great collaboration. We're using her great works at the Pacers Gallery and anticipate another one soon. Well done. Coming up on the program, your works of art and some treasure displayed at the National Museum in Lagos. Stay with us.
And these are the works of art you sent in this week. We begin with music and art done by a 17-year-old. He calls himself Lamdi, with this poster color on cardboard paperwork. He says, "In my heart I see beauty, and in my ears I see melody." Then Ademola Ajayi has Rural Splendor rendered with mixed media. Invisibility is a digital art done by Jeffrey Daniels. In My Comfort from the Women and Flower series is an acrylic on canvas piece done by Desmond Akindoju. Then this pen on paper work is called My Light, still from an ongoing series. Mark Duke says, "The good days are coming." Then color does not tell what's inside. The greatest person is the one who shows love. That's according to James Prince, and he titles this work Love, a blue biro and charcoal on paper piece. Then Paul John has this enamel on board work, which he calls Silence. Blessing Spurucci has this work called Civilization, done with oil on canvas. Then we wrap things up with this work done by Archie Abia Godwin. It's a graving oil painting on canvas called Strength of a Woman. And that concludes the works of art you sent in this week. We appreciate you for always sending them in and encourage you to put your best foot forward, always.
To be creative means to be in love with life enough that you want to enhance its beauty.
The National Commission for Museum and Monuments presents some artifacts to the audience at its Lagos space.
The National Museum in Lagos is the venue as the National Commission for Museum and Monuments presents this opening exhibition titled Unfading Assets of Cultural Patrimony. The timeline of the country's ancient treasures are mapped out from the Nok, Bako, Calabar, Igbo, Ku, Ife, Owo, Lower Niger, Essay, and Benin as the exhibition is officially opened.
For the benefit of everyone.
So these different paraphernalia are showcased there to show the importance in our traditional culture.
This is quite an innovation to try and rejuvenate the old museum, Lagos Museum. We can have come and have seen, I think it's worthy of emulation, and it's quite an innovative idea by the Director General Nigerian Museums and Monuments to try and turn this old space around. Because some of us that have grown up in this part of the country, we know what it used to be, we know what it is now.
That's just a part of the many other artifacts from across the country that have been restored, arranged, and packaged in this exhibition hall for viewers to enjoy the rich history of arts and tradition.
Let's have an ecosystem whereby our youth, our young population can take some time off. And then in a beautiful manner too, it's like a reminiscence of what we have in terms of hidden resources. We've taken a tour of this particular place, and I've seen a lot of the culture, not culture, Benin artifacts, that some of them, you only see them in what? In magazines. So now the next phase is that, and I'm sure the Director General of National Museums is thinking along that way, is now to generate demand services for this particular project.
This section celebrates history by displaying instruments that were really useful back in the day, like drums, pots, mortar and pestle, amongst others.
Well, we have so many museums around the country. We have 53 in number, and many of them are really in bad shape, and they are not welcoming, and that is why we are making improvement. We have upgraded 8 national museums to international standard around the country, and this year we are going to also upgrade the exhibitions in 9 more national museums across the country.
To get the younger ones interested in what's happening inside the museum, a playground has been opened within its premises.
We are receiving visitors, and most of our visitors are children, are school children also, and every time they come, they want to have access to the gallery. They queue up and in the sun. And we thought that there's a need to have an area where the children will be able to hang around and play before their turn would come to go into the galleries.
It's not only a place for children to relax and to play, but it's also a way for the children to learn about very important issues, such as climate change, wildlife conservation, respecting others' opinions, working in a team, and leadership. Because it's not only about learning, but it's also about building character. And this space allows that to happen. This is a great complement to the new exhibition space at the National Museum.
Call it an unconventional way of getting the little ones interested in the preservation of culture and heritage, but they are the future, and awakening their love for history is key. next edition of Art House. It's a 2-in-1 show by these creatives in Lagos, from a poetry performance to an exhibition. Then we have a group exhibition by these artists who reveal how art connects. We encourage you to keep liking, sharing, and viewing our page so more people can enjoy the ever-bubbly and ingenious art scene in the country.
Your Art House experience doesn't have to end when the show is not on television. Interact with us on our various social media platforms. See any edition of Art House on our website or YouTube page. Join our very interactive Facebook page by joining the group on Art House on Channels. We're everywhere.
That's the program today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. As we look forward to seeing you again, remember to interact with us on our various social media platforms. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Stay safe and keep being creative.